still wanted what was best for his family. Mr. Nanavati was a sentiment and wanted to talk to Mr. Ahuja and ask him to marry Mrs. Sylvia, as he believed they were in love with each other. He drove to Mr. Ahuja's flat, rang the doorbell, and when it opened by a servant, walked into Ahuja's bedroom. He still had the envelope containing the revolver which he put to use to shoot himself after taking the assurance from Mr. Ahuja that he will take care of his wife and children. He saw Ahuja inside the bedroom. Words were exchanged, and then he asked him whether he would marry Sylvia and look after his children. Mr. Prem Ahuja bluntly reported, "Am I to marry every woman I speak with?" Mr. Nanavati became eager that this man had been just using his wife, following which he put the envelope containing the revolver on the cabinet nearby and threatened to thrash Ahuja. The deputies made a sudden move to grab the envelope when the accused whipped out the revolver and took him to get back. But Mr. Ahuja didn't back off. A struggle ensued between the two, and during the struggle, two shots went off accidentally and hit Mr. Ahuja, resulting in his death. After this incident, the accused went back to his car and drove it to the police station, where he surrendered himself. Therefore, this is the case of grave and sudden provocation, making this case not a murder, but of a culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, and in this case, as the bullet was shot accidentally, hence it comes under general exceptions of Section 80 of IPC. So this act of Mr. Nanavati cannot be punishable. That's all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this was not an accident, an intended murder. To prove that, this is a written statement submitted by the apartment. Watchman Puran Singh, I submit this to the court. In this statement, Mr. Puran Singh has stated that after the incident, he tried to stop Mr. Nanavati from leaving. Also, he asked Nanavati why he had done this act, and Nanavati had told him that Mr. Ahuja had an affair with his wife, which is why he killed him. Then he told Mr. Puran Singh that he was going to police station and left. Mr. Puran Singh also stated that he had given this statement to the police.
Point to be noted, Your Honor. Mr. Puran Singh actually never told anything about what Mr. Nanavati allegedly told him while leaving Jeevan Jyot, and there was no such statement given to the police. He is clearly lying, and to verify that, I would like to call Mr. Pansankar, who was the station house duty officer at the station from 2 to 8 p.m. on that day.
You may proceed.
I solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence which I say give to the court in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Officer, please tell the court, did Mr. Puran Singh tell you anything about what he claims the accused told him while leaving Jeevan Jyot?
No, Your Honor, the Chowkidar Mr. Puran Singh told me that the servant of the flat of Miss Ahuja had informed him that a naval officer was going away in the car. After the incident, he and the servant had to stop him, but said officer drove away in the car. After saying that, he was himself going to the police station, and Mr. Puran Singh did not state anything about any admission by Nanavati to him.
Point to be noted, my lord. The statement made by Mr. Puran Singh in this court is contradictory, and he never told anything about his encounter with Mr. Nanavati.
Your Honor, please allow me to cross-examine Officer Pansankar.
You may proceed.
So, officer, what actually happened here? Did Mr. Puran Singh really did not tell you, or is it that you did not record the statement?
No, Your Honor, Puran Singh did not tell me that he claimed to the Nanavati that he was agreed to reply with him. That's all.
Your Honor, the statement of Mr. Pansankar about any statement made to him when he was on duty cannot be used to contradict the statement of Mr. Puran Singh. This would be in a clear violation of Section 162 of CRPC. Because under Section 162 of CRPC, any statement made to the police cannot be used to contradict the evidence. The defense is trying to disregard actual testimony by circumventing the law.
Does the defense have any other supporting evidence to present to the court?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to call Mr. Nanavati for examination in chief.
You may proceed.
Usha. I solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence which I shall present to the court will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Nanavati, please tell the court why did you go to Mr. Ahuja's house?
When my wife admitted illicit intimacy with Ahuja, I was absolutely stunned. I then got up and asked her, look, we must get things straight. And I asked him whether Ahuja was prepared to marry us and look for our children.
Mr. Nanavati, how did the conversation start between you and your wife when she admitted an illicit relationship with Ahuja?
When my brother and his wife, who stayed with us for a few days, had left,
When you left with your brother and how he behaved with you? Why did you go to Mr. Ahuja's house? Your wife would have said anything.
when my wife admitted her illicit intimacy with Ahuja,
Yes.
I was absolutely stunned. I then got up and said her that we must get things straight and asked him whether Ahuja was prepared to marry her and look after the children. I just want an explanation from Ahuja for his carriage conduct and want the real intention behind his conduct.
Mr. Nanavati, tell the court what happened when you went to Mr. Ahuja's house.
I asked him whether Ahuja, are you prepared to marry my wife? But she said, am I to marry everyone I sleep with? After listening to the statement, I became enraged. I put the revolver and put the envelope containing the revolver in the cabinet nearby. I threatened to thrash him. Ahuja made a sudden dash to pick my revolver, but I whipped out my revolver and told him to get back. A fight started between two of us, and during the struggle, two shots went off accidentally, resulting in his death. After the shooting, I went back to my car and drove to police station where I surrendered.
While you were walking back to your car, did you make any statement of your reasons to Mr. Chowkidar and Mr. Puran Singh?
As I came down from Ahuja's flat, Chowkidar tried to stop me, so I told him I was going to do.
So you made no statements about the reasons of your actions.
No idea.
Point to be noted, Your Honor. The accused denies making any such statement to Mr. Puran Singh. So, Mr. Nanavati, one last question for the court. Why did you take the loaded revolver with yourself to Mr. Ahuja's house?
I took the revolver with myself because I wanted to commit suicide after talking to Ahuja.
That's all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would like the permission to cross-examine Mr. Nanavati.
You may proceed.
Mr. Nanavati, what was going on in your mind when you entered Mr. Ahuja's house?
I thought of having met a settle with Ahuja. I wanted an explanation from him and want to know the intention of Ahuja about my family and whether he was prepared to marry my wife and look after the children. I would thrash him if he refused to do it. I just wanted an explanation.
Mr. Nanavati, so you wanted to commit suicide with that revolver?
Yes.
Then what stopped you?
After Ahuja agreed to marry my wife and look after the children, I thought of committing suicide. But as I shot Ahuja accidentally, I thought there would be no one after me who would take care of my family. That's all.
Mr. Nanavati, what did you do after coming in possession of the revolver?
I took the revolver in an envelope and put it in my car. I drove to Ahuja's office. At Ahuja's office, I met Taraj, the sales manager of Universal Motors, of which Ahuja was the proprietor. I was told that Ahuja was not there. Before leaving Ahuja's office, I looked for him in the showroom, but he was not there too. From there, I straight away drove to Ahuja's flat. I parked my car in the house compound, near the steps. Went up the steps, but remembered that my wife had told me that Ahuja might shoot me if I tried to confront him. So I went back to my car, took the envelope, went up these floors and rang the doorbell. And when he opened the door, I asked the maid that Ahuja was inside. Having ascertained that Ahuja was inside the house, I went in, shutting the door behind me. That's all.
Mr. Nanavati, as a naval officer, you have been trained to assign a weapon. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But when you were in Bombay, you are not on duty. So how did you get the revolver?
I drove my car with my wife and children to cinema and promised them that I'll pick them up at the end of the show at about 6 p.m. Then, from there, I drove it to my ship. I drove my car to my ship. I went to my ship because I want to get the medicine for my sick dog. In my ship, I met Captain Kohli and asked his permission to draw a revolver at 6 rounds. And I told Captain Kohli that I was going to the Ahmednagar by night. Captain Kohli gave me the revolver at 6 rounds. I immediately loaded the revolver with all 6 rounds and put the revolver inside it.
Your Honor, this statement could be insignificant. In the beginning of the examination in chief, he said that morning of the day of the incident, he and his wife took out their sick dog to the Parade Animal Hospital. He did not mention anything about the fact that after the hospital, he had gone to the ship. Also, he walked to the bedroom, opened the door, and went in, shutting the door behind him. This conduct is only consistent with the intention to shoot Usha. A person who wants to seek an interview with another in order to get an explanation for his conduct or to ascertain his intention, in regard to his wife and children, would go and sit in the drawing room and ask the servant to inform their master that he had come to see him. He would not have gone straight into the bed and another with a loaded revolver in hand and closed the door behind him. This was the conduct of an enraged man who had gone the great vengeance on a person who did him a grievous wrong. That's all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, statement of Mr. Nanavati is not insignificant, but the argument made by the prosecution is definitely insignificant. I agree that my client did not mention the fact that he went to his ship to take the medicines for dog, but it does not mean that the medicines for dog is not available in the ship and my client is being untruthful. It is also clear that he kept the revolver in the car when he entered Ahuja's office. From this statement, we can contend that if Nanavati intended to shoot Ahuja, he would have taken the revolver with him to the Ahuja's office. From this circumstance, it is possible to say that Nanavati's intention was not to shoot Ahuja. And from his examination in chief and cross-examination, we can conclude that he had taken the loaded revolver with him as his wife had earlier told him that Ahuja might shoot him. So he took the revolver with him only for his self-defense. That's all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I request you to allow me to call Captain Kohli for examination in chief.
You may proceed.
I solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence which I shall give to the court in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Did Mr. Nanavati ask you to issue the revolver?
Yes,
Why?
he met me on the ship and asked my permission to draw a revolver and 6 rounds because he said he was going to drive to Ahmednagar at night. I gave him and 6 rounds. He immediately loaded the revolver with all the 6 rounds and put the revolver in inside an envelope.
Point to be noted, my lord. It is not the case of the accused that he really wanted to go to Ahmednagar and he wanted the revolver for his safety. Then why did he take the revolver? According to him, he wanted to shoot himself after driving far away from his children. But he did not shoot himself either before or after. Ahuja was shot dead. The taking of the revolver on false pretext and loading it with 6 cartridges indicates the intention on his part to shoot somebody with it. That's all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I agree that my client took the revolver on false pretext from Mr. Kohli. But my client has explained himself that why he took the revolver, and he also explained himself why he did not shoot himself after Mr. Ahuja was shot dead. Therefore, taking of the revolver on false pretext is not enough to prove that Mr. Nanavati had a false intention to kill Mr. Ahuja. Your Honor, now please allow me to call Mrs. Nanavati in examination in chief. You may proceed.
I solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence which I stand before the court stand with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mrs. Nanavati, did you and Mr. Ahuja have an illicit relationship?
Yes.
How did you know each other?
Admits who were common friends of us, Ahuja, and introduced Ahuja and his sister to us.
How this relationship started between you and Mr. Ahuja?
My husband, as a naval officer, was frequently going away from Bombay in his ship, leaving me and my children in Bombay. Whenever we were in Sunday, we used to ask Mr. Ahuja for help due to our good friendship. Our friendship developed into relationship.
Mrs. Nanavati, Mr. Nanavati already told us about the conversation you were admitted about your relationship. How did your husband react to it?
When I confessed my unfaithfulness to my husband, he got up rather excitedly and said that he wanted to go Ahuja's flat. My husband wanted to go Ahuja's flat to find out whether he intended to marry with me and take care of our children.
Did you tell Mr. Nanavati to not to dash as Mr. Ahuja can shoot him?
Yes, I did.
Did Mr. Ahuja want to marry you?
No, he was not sure about marriage.
Your Honor, there is a letter that Mrs. Nanavati wrote to Mr. Ahuja. I would like Mrs. Nanavati to read some lines of that letter.
Last night when you spoke about your need to marry and about the various girls you may marry, something inside me snapped, and I know that I could not bear the thought of your loving or being close to someone else.
Your Honor, from this letter we can conclude that Ahuja intended to marry another girl and was not interested in marrying Mrs. Nanavati. That's all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine Mrs. Nanavati.
You may proceed.
Mrs. Nanavati, did Mr. Prem Ahuja really not want to marry you? Point to be noted, my lord. This version is not true, as in the letter written by Mrs. Sylvia to Mr. Ahuja. The first letter written by Mrs. Sylvia is dated May 24, 1958, but that was sent to him only on March 19, 1959, along with another letter. The letter dated May 24, 1958 is also presented to the court. Do you recognize this letter?
Yes, this letter was written between me and Prem Ahuja.
You remember the lines that the defense counselor made you read right now?
Take a chance on our happiness, my love. I will do my best to make you happy. I love you. I want you so much that everything is bound to work out well.
Your Honor, this sentence indicates that they have planned to marry. Please also read these lines from the letter dated April 17, 1959, written 10 days prior to the shooting incident.
In any case, nothing is going to stop me from coming to you. My decision is made and I will not change my mind. I am taking this month so that we can afterwards say we gave ourselves every chance and we know that we are doing. I am torturing myself in every possible way as you asked so that there will be no surprise afterwards.
Your Honor, this letter clearly demonstrates that she agreed not to see Ahuja for a month, not because that Ahuja refused to marry her, but because it was settled that they should marry and that in view of the far-reaching effect of the separation from her husband on her future life and that of her children, the lover wanted to live separately to judge for themselves whether they really loved each other so much as to marry. On the last letter speaks for itself, and her oral evidence contrary to the content of the letter must be rejected. We have no doubt that her evidence not only in regard to the question of marriage but also in regard of another matters indicates that having lost her lover out of necessity or out of the penitence for her past misbehavior, she is out to help her husband in his defense.
Is there any other evidence you would like to present regarding this issue?
Your Honor, I would like to call Dr. Jhala to perform the autopsy of the dead body for examination in chief.
You may proceed.
I solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence which shall have presented in this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Doctor, please tell the court how many bullets were shot and how many bullets were found on deceased body.
According to my report, 3 bullets were shot, but only 2 bullets were found on the deceased body, and the third was extracted from the left shoulder blade.
Where were the bullets shot on Mr. Ahuja's body?
One of the bullets was shot on the chest, and another on the head. The injury on the head of Ahuja was such that he could not stand for properly and had dropped unconscious immediately. And chest injury was also so serious that he couldn't stand for more than 1 or 2 minutes.
Doctor, please elaborately explain the court about the other injuries you found on the dead body.
According to my report, I found a small ellipsoid wound oblique in the front piece of breastbone, sternum, upper portion, right side center with dimension 1/4 into 1/3, and at the back of the bone there was a lacerated wound accompanied by irregular tip fracture corresponding to external injury number 1, that is the punctured wound chest cavity. Some wound continued in the contusion area with 3 into 1/4 in the right lung, upper lobe, front body, middle of front and back. There was extensive clots of blood around the aorta also, outside the junction of spine, obliquely downward and outward.
So, Dr. Jhala, in your professional opinion, is it possible to shoot 3 bullets on an struggle?
Well, in my professional opinion, I find it hard to believe that anyone would keep shooting after 2 bullets. I had already fired, even in the case of scuffle.
The statement is evidence that 3 shots were fired. Two bullets were fired in this case.
Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine Dr. Jhala.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Dr. Jhala, what is the basis of your opinion that only 2 bullets should have been shot accidentally when the two are engaged in a struggle?
In my professional experience, I have seen multiple times when the bullet was shot in the struggle. The sound and impact of the bullet usually stop the struggle in the first shot, and that shot continues in the second shot because of the constant pressure on heads.
So you say it's rarely possible. But doctor, if the first bullet never hit the victim, isn't it possible that he would grow more confident in his ability to suppress the accused and overdo it?
Yes, that can happen.
So Dr. Jhala, with your last statement, can we now have the possibility that these 2 shots were shot accidentally and not intentionally? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you, doctor. That will be all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Nanavati in his witness gives only a vague outline of the alleged struggle between him and the deceased. Broadly looked at, the version given by the accused appears to be highly improbable. Admittedly, he had entered the bedroom of the deceased with a fully loaded revolver. Within half a minute, he came out of the room, leaving Ahuja dead with the bullet wounds. The story of his keeping the revolver on the cabinet is very unnatural. So, was to claim that Ahuja went for the envelope, which is what he says started the struggle. Then he claimed 2 shots went off, but the evidence proved 3 were shots. Though there was blood up to 3 feet of the wall of the bathroom, there was not a drop of blood on the clothes of the accused. Another improbability in the version of the accused is, while he says that in the struggle that 2 shots went off, we find 3 spent bullets. 2 of them were found in the bathroom and the other in the body of the deceased. What is more, how could Ahuja has continued to struggle after he had received either the chest injury and the head injury, for both of them were serious ones. After the deceased received either the first or the second injury, there was no possibility of further struggling or pulling of the trigger by reflex action. Dr. Jhala says that injury on the head of the victim was such that the victim could not have been able to keep standing and would have dropped unconscious immediately. And the injury number 1 also so serious that he could not stand for more than 1 or 2 minutes.
Objection, my lord. My learned friend wanted to prove that there was no struggle between the accused and the deceased. But what will you say about the slippers of Mr. Ahuja? One of the slippers was in the bedroom while the other was in the bathroom.
Your Honor, consistent with both intentional and accidental shooting for his anxiety to escape from. The line of firing the deceased might have in hurry left his one slipper in the bedroom and fled with other to the bathroom.
My lord, but this is merely an argument and not the fact. The mere argument of the learned prosecution is not enough to prove that there was no fight between the victim and the accused.
Your Honor, please allow me to examine Miss Ahuja, sister of the deceased.
You may proceed.
I solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence I shall give to the court in this case, it shall be truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth.
Where were you when your brother was murdered?
I was at my bedroom.
What happened that time?
I heard the doorbell, then our maid Anjani opened the door, and then I heard the voice of Nanavati asking if my brother was home. Then I heard the sound of door closed of my brother's room. Then thereafter sometimes shouting of gun sound are coming. Then I rushed into my brother's room. Then I saw there was my brother lying on the floor. Then I asked to Mr. Nanavati, what is this? Then he didn't say anything.
Your Honor, now I would like to call maid Miss Anjani for examination.
You may proceed. I strongly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that the evidence which shall I give in this case is to be truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Where were you when Mr. Ahuja was murdered?
I was in the kitchen.
What happened that time?
I went to my master's bedroom when he was going to take bath. That time I went to take tea tray from there. Then I saw that my master went to bathroom, and then I heard the doorbell. After that I went to open the door. It was Nanavati. Immediately he went to my master's bedroom. Then I heard the sound of gunshot. Then I went there. I saw that my master lying on the floor of bathroom, and Nanavati was having a revolver on his hand.
Your Honor, this conduct of the accused, to say at least, is very damaging for the defense. And indeed, it's self-ordinarily sufficient to implicate him in the murder of Usha. That's all I want.
Your Honor, except the accused Mr. Nanavati and Mr. Ahuja, the deceased, no other person was present in the room of Mr. Ahuja when the shooting took place. Hence, the only person who can speak about the incident is Mr. Nanavati, the accused. The guilt prosecution is claiming cannot be proved by after a reasonable doubt.
You may proceed.
That's all, Your Honor.
Will the jury give the verdict keeping in count of all the evidence and witness? The court has come to the conclusion that the accused Nanavati, who has charged under section 302 as well as under 304 part 1 of the Indian Penal Code, held his innocence. The jury seems to have given his judgment with 8 equal 1 majority, the greater part decision of the jury was such an extent that no reasonable body of a man would have respect to the proof acquire such a decision. A human life was taken in this case and seemingly the jury has made the decision on the majority of a person whose wife was unfaithful to him rather than the legality to taking a life. Thus, I am submitting this case under section 307 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, power to the direct tender of a pardon to the Bombay High Court